in its wreck state, you spent a little bit of time planning and talking with Evelyn Gray, deciding what you were going to do to take on this number of foes and threats. And you decided that the best course of action was to send Mustang in alone, and have him try and steal the violin, or at least try and locate the violin that Evelyn Gray claimed to be the source of all of her power, and she was extraordinarily weak without it. So, with a little bit of guidance and a little bit of luck, Mustang set out and immediately failed as he stumbled into the water and found himself uh, up against a rather strange marrow. Not a goblinoid or strange hag like you saw ahead of you, but a normal marrow who was extraordinarily interested in you, and you tried to pass through him, and it seemed there's some sort of barrier guarding his skin, and he wasn't immediately threatening. This Marrow later went on to become the heroic fallen and unfallen Zarbak, um, who Kipley convinced to be a friend. But you snuck around the ship, poked your head in, and failed yet another stealth check, unfortunately, as two of the major bosses, Goreback the Destroyer, and unknown Ice Witch Lady, who you may or may not get her name this session, um, were clearly having some sort of meeting, some little powwow, which you later found out for Zarbuk was some sort of alliance talk, which didn't go well since, you murdered all of them. Rightfully so. But the fight broke out. Uh, a number of good showings and terrifyingly close encounters immediately broke out. Um, Kipley went from full HP to almost zero in like the second turn. Mustang spent the entire combat uh, fucking sliding to the left, sliding to the right, shooting 3 times now, and did some amazing work. Maeve just sat in a hallway, the absolute tank that she is, and ate every attack for about 5 turns. um, we saw Reese fail a jump that ended up with her face planting in the marshy river below. And Mammoth turned into a wolf again and was a good boy until a wall of ice destroyed his poor little good boy form.
And
Uh,
Minion rode on his back.
yeah, and you had Rupert riding on his back, Minion riding on his back. Fucking everyone gets a turn. But despite all of the challenges and despite the many varying different foes you faced, you managed to come out pretty damn well. Um, you also ended up seeing a small little bit with Mustang and the Marrow, who clearly seemed to recognize him for being a little bit more than just a smoky cloud man, as they called you the one word that you could somewhat understand in Aquan was uh, spark. And upon you giving them orders, they went to Gorback the Destroyer, their commander, and ended up turning to your side, um, heralding your call for aid, and taking a cone of cold, which would have probably fucked over at least one or two of you, and ended up making the battle in your favor. Um, as you all ended up one by one destroying the enemies, Reese bringing back Zorback after he soloed I think the one goblinoid in the fog and got beaten to death by the other large fish monster. Um, and eventually convinced Maeve, who was so close to passing an Arcana check, realizing that it was not a some sort of necromantic undead soldier brought back. Nope, she just healed an enemy. Um, that motherfucker spooned me. God damn it. No spooning here from from fucking Zarbak. All right, there was a there was a cute moment with Kipley. as she love her to death. Only did well when we insulted her, and you know what? It was well had as you rolled max damage almost twice, and started hitting every shot after that. We love you so much. Please don't take it personally. Um,
No, please continue.
oh god. And the sessions were never the same.
Yeah.
But eventually, the fight came to an end as all of you managed to bring down this strange icy witch. We ended the session, the very last kill, as all of you are beaten, bruised, bloodied, out of spell slots, out of abilities, and out of giving a shit as you've been fighting for continuous minutes on end with no downtime to breathe. Oh, is it punishment time? Jesus Christ. Oh, we love fairy tale. All right. So as we pick up tonight, the battle has just been won. One by one, you all relax, put down your swords, sheathe your large tower shields, and take a moment to look around the absolute carnage that is surrounding you. As you have a lot of dead bodies to count, and a lot of heads to cut off. Um, so yeah, as we pick up, let me get the initial count because I forgot to do that previously. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so the bare minimum, you've already made 500 gold. With just the marrow that are currently dead lying on the ground. And it could quickly be turned into 550 after what's about to happen. So, what would you guys like to do?
Oh.
Reese is going to start cutting heads off.
Sure. The most natural Reese thing to do.
Kipling kind of looks at the rest of her party for a moment as she kind of slowly walks over to like this big old goblin bastard. Just kind of watches everyone. Is like, "Is this all right? Yep. Nope. All right." And she's just gonna start digging through the bodies, looking for anything.
Okay, you're looking for any extra items,
Treasure.
gold, things like that. Trinkets. Sure. Kipling looking for precious. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Probably not the right person to be doing this.
13. Cool. You look through this goblinoid's body, and you find an excessive amount of nothing. There is a dirty rag covering its body, a small pouch, which like you take a look at it, and it's sealed. You open it up, and it looks like it's just some sort of strange, either crushed up sand, rock, pebbles. And then as you open it, you get a little bit of a sniff, and you immediately pull back as this is a bag of smelling salts.
Yeah,
Whoa.
she's gonna pocket that.
But that is the only thing on this creature. It
Good
is,
enough.
and you get the idea with the 13 that these guys were looting an already destroyed and looted town, and they're fishermen who don't really have pockets, so probably not going to find a whole lot.
Nah, this
You,
is
you do notice
gold.
there's a large great club, wooden great club, and the anchor that was left over from the other fisherman. A little hard to transport though.
Reese probably take a quick look through the marrow that she's cutting the heads off of, and can I also harvest a few of their teeth?
Mm. Would you be surprised if I said no? Absolutely, yeah.
Is this one dead?
No, this is Zarbok.
That's
Who
Zarbak?
I was
Okay.
just about to get to. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Are you gonna harvest some from each marrow?
Depends how many
It
I
is
get
gonna
from the
take a
first
while
one.
to do. Sure, sure. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Ugh.
Great way to start the night.
No tea
Ooh,
for Reese.
natural one. So, you go to pull out the first marrow's tooth, and you grab onto it. Which one? Hold on, where is Reese? Make sure. Which marrow do you do first? 'Cause we're that.
Whatever's closest. Say the green one.
The green one. Right from you? Right here? I think the closest would be either this guy. Uh, I guess they're all equidistant. For
Yeah,
the
you can do the
purpose of
purple one.
natural
Doesn't
one,
matter.
I think we're gonna do this one as you go and pull on its tooth, and you immediately feel an electrical jolt go down your arm, up into your spine, and you feel it rocking through your head. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. So you have to take out some of your own teeth.
Oh my
7.
god.
Awesome, awesome. Take 3 points of lightning damage. You have never harvested from marrow before, as none of you has really had the pleasure or displeasure of seeing marrow before. Uh, the casting marrow, and specifically the blue marrow, have their bodies infused with the lightning element, and are extraordinarily dangerous to harvest parts from with your bare hands. Lesson learned. There's your little tidbit.
Fun.
But going from body to body, just go ahead and roll me, depending on how much time you're going to be spending on this. I assume at least a good few minutes, right?
Sure. Yes.
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Jesus
4.
Christ.
Hey, that's fine because it's a 14 no matter what. Get 14 teeth that are in good condition. The rest are either rotted, knocking out from the battle, or the heads were pretty bludgeoned. And some, like the ones that you go to collect that were hit by the cone of cold, are just like their bodies are just blocks of ice. So you just can't get through to the teeth without shattering the entire head. Uh, so you're limited in how many you can get in this go about, but you spend a little bit more time on it later. Perhaps you can get more.
That's good. 14's good.
But while you're doing that, you see that the one standing marrow kind of looks around at all of you and begins walking up and screaming out in Infernal. Master is dead. Gorok's dead. My friends are dead.
Aww.
Wait, is he saying that in Infernal or Abyssal?
Or Abyssal, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Abyssal. No. You're good. You're good. I completely forgot that there's a difference between the two for a second. Yeah, no. In Abyssal, screaming out, "Ah, so back is lost."
Oh, Kipley would immediately move towards him and she would just kind of step in front of him and give a small little wave and then just like tuck her hands behind her back and she would reply in Abyssal, I'm Kipley. I talked to you earlier. Do you remember?
Strange little thing.
That's me.
Yes. What happened to all my friends? I
Then
couldn't see anything in the cloud of fog.
I'm sorry to say, Zorbek, the nasties got them.
Nasty! And he just starts like screaming at the top of his lungs, which again, screaming in Abyssal, all of you just hear like an ungodly, like wailing tone fill the room, with not
Aww.
understanding what it is. Definitely like a little bit of sorrow besides the abyssal terror scream.
Kipley just kind of reaches up a hand, doesn't touch it, but just kind of like holds it up next to its shoulder and just continues in abyssal and just, we mourn with you, Zorbak. In fact, we want to bring honor to those of your kind that fought alongside us.
You say this as Reese is plucking,
Yeah.
cutting their heads off.
Yeah, she's well aware of that, and she's kind of like, I don't know how it's customary with you, with our culture, when our dead have fallen, we would like to preserve the best of them, as their souls have
Leans
moved
its head
on.
to the side. Go ahead and make me a deception. It's not a very high DC, but just in case you fuck it up with a 1. Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Zorbak, like, looks at the bodies, like, very unsure, as you're, like, Reese is just brutally chopping their heads off and plucking their teeth without, like, also, like, I assume Reese is doing it with, like, a little bit of a smile, or just, like, genuinely looking like it doesn't bother you doing this.
No,
Which
yeah.
clearly looks like it bothers Zorbak. He looks to you, looks to her, looks to you. Right. Now that nice days are gone, and you honor fallen, Zorbak is wondering, what will Zorbak do now?
What does Zorbak want to do?
Zorbak never had a chance to think what Zorbak would like to do.
Zorbak is free now. You have a whole world to explore. Or you can come with us.
Tilts his head, looks at the others. You will all not nasties?
Well,
Puts his head
most
towards
of us.
Reese. She looks like nasty.
No. She's our priestess. She's the one that honors the dead the most. She takes the best of our leftovers and she utilizes it so we can carry on to destroy more nasties in honor of the dead.
He's kind of like makes like low, like grumbling noises.
Would you... I think I understand, there are cultural differences. Would you prefer we honor your dead the way your culture does?
Is not much honor where my people come from.
You know what I think?
Those who die are weak and left behind. You see, kind of looks sadly around. They weren't weak, and I'm the only one left behind.
You're not the only one. I know what it's like to be left behind. If you don't want to join us, don't be afraid to jump into the rest of the world. I think there's...
Rest of the world full of nasties?
Lots of nasties.
And you kill Nasty?
Very much so.
Why?
Because they're mean.
Are you the strongest of your kind?
No, pretty much quite the opposite.
But yet you killed these Nasties.
Yeah, but I didn't do it alone. And I think maybe that's the key, Zorback. You need to find a group. We can help you find a group if you don't want to join ours, or you can use your newfound freedom to find your own. I see great things in your future.
How can you say what hasn't happened yet?
She kind of leans in close with a smirk. Well, I have a powerful eye guiding me.
Which one?
Well, the left one, of course.
Right. And the right one?
The right one's just my eye.
Oh, right. Oh, alright. Zorback has to take time to think.
I think you should...
Zorback
Yeah.
finds new beginning. New tribe. Nothing left for Zorback here.
Do you need anything?
You see he looks back at Gorak's destroyed body, and sees the shimmering lance next to it. Kind of picks it up.
Zorback will find new brethren. Start new tribe. Stronger tribe. Nasty hunting tribe. No more alliances. Fancy words.
Zorback. She kind of rests her small spindly hand on his thick leg and just like, whatever you do, just try and make the world a little better.
And you see he takes his hand's bigger than your head,
Mm-hmm.
and just puts it on top of you.
Zorback doesn't understand what you are. But you kill nasties. And you nice to Zorback. Zorback will remember that.
Until we meet again.
Hopefully, next time, there'll be even more nasties.
Yeah.
And you see he looks towards Mustang and gives a slight bow, and this time calling out in Aquan.
Zorback must go now. My sparky liege. Does Zorback have permission to go?
Yes, as you were, soldier. And he'll kind of gesture off to wherever he needs to go. He's trying not to be moved by this whole thing that he's witnessing. He's trying to keep it together as any good spark would.
And you see he takes the long lance, which again it's just about 10 feet, 11 feet long, and with both hands kind of slams it down on the dock twice before giving you a slight head nod once more and begins to walk out.
Is there an actual crown on top of that girl's head that I can take?
Yes, we'll get to that in a second.
I want to take her coat. She doesn't deserve a nice fur coat like that.
I
You
want
gotta
her
get the fab.
braids.
Oh god, that this is getting dark. Give me a flashlight. Does anyone stop Zorbag from leaving as he walks past the entire party in doing so? Going once.
Mhm.
Going twice. Anybody. Okay, Zorbag leaves. He's
Yeah.
gotta live his best life. And from that day on, we don't know what occurred in Zorbag's life, but he did hopefully go on to not immediately die to some terrible ocean threat right outside the door. But that's not for you guys to know. So as the fighting is over and all of you are taking a few minutes to resituate, talk with Zorbag, gather teeth, and gather amongst yourselves, you see Evelyn Gray makes her way over to the body of this strange ice witch and just begins rummaging through her coat, pockets, anything she can find. And after a few moments, you see she produces a beautiful looking pocket snow, pocket sand. Yeah, exactly. Pocket frostbite. You see she produces one of the most beautiful instruments that you have ever seen. I must think you've seen your fair share. Both as a bard and as a traveler. This is a beautifully crafted violin. And as soon as she takes it in her hand, she almost like hugs it to her chest and just lets out a deep sigh. Well, let me tell you this. I did not expect to be reunited so soon, nor reunited as well. So again, you have my thanks and gratitude. As far as carrying my end of the deal, I can be more than of assistance in whatever this mission of yours is. Uh, and any answers or questions I guess you could have for me, I will do my very best to oblige.
Do you have
Shit, let me get. I forgot. I can actually post this shit. Game visuals.
A violin.
Yep. There we go. All right. Where are these? You see, she looks over the body and goes, I, first things first, if you would like more answers for what exactly was going on here, I could can speak with that. If one of you could change your forms to look like one of the goblinoids or are very persuasive, maybe you could try and figure out exactly what's happened here. Also, the dead doesn't always want to talk is a big thing. So that is that might happen.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if any of us have that capability.
None of you could change form, shape, disguise?
I can change my clothes.
That's not useful.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is handy in case you are trying to make a quick fashion walk.
I
What
mean,
is it called? I don't know.
it's a blue goblin, right?
I don't exactly know what many of these are. I've not seen creatures like these before, except for I assume that's a sea hag over there. I didn't really get a good look at her. She didn't eat me, but
I mean, Pearl could pass as it.
Earl turns and gives you the most like I'm so done with this looking face. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't want to take one
Huh.
for the team?
You think I look like that?
I mean, if anybody can pass for it, it's me, not her.
Honey? Goes and walks off towards Maeve. Please stop me before I say something that's gonna ruin all the work I've done. And you see Evelyn just kind of raises an eyebrow.
Well, okay. That's something. I mean, necessarily, you don't have a disguise as long as you know. Anyone who she hasn't seen also could be useful. If you personally attacked or killed her, probably she's not going to say shit though. I mean, I could also ask the questions, but you know, I hate being a medium when I already am a medium.
Hmm.
Middle woman kind of deal. But I can if you have no other options.
Well, I mean, what do we want to ask her? Do we
What
have...
are you doing in this cave? What are you? Why are you
Where'd you
throwing
come
ice
from?
everywhere? What is the crown?
Is
Uh,
there a certain number of questions we can ask?
uh, 5.
Hmm.
So you have a few to go around. You know, I just probably would ask if you have any important ones first before you accidentally trigger it. Because if you ask a question out loud, it will answer it as if you asked it.
I have a question for her. I'll ask questions.
Okay. Does everyone likes to gather around for these? Gather around the icy corpse and ask our dead question song.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go talk with Reggie.
Okay. To have fun.
Veggie.
Uh, Maeve, I can see you through the window over there. Are you busy brooding, or do you also have questions?
No, I have no question.
Okay. Oof, that one, am I right?
Looks towards Reese and Ghibli.
Oh, they're just having some squabbles.
Tough crowd. All right. Um. Well, let's get to it then.
And you see she takes the violin, puts it to her neck, begins very gently playing a singular tune while murmuring in. Does anyone speak Elvish?
Ghibli.
I do think Reese does, actually. She's on that
Nice,
one.
nice.
Nope.
Mustang? I don't think you do, right? No. You got two to your name.
I just like my languages
Elvish,
and I'll
Infernal.
spend.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Oops. Oh, well, that worked out.
You hear her begin to call out the verbal components of the Speak with Dead spell. And after a few moments, you watch as the corpse kind of violently jolts up by the stomach, and its head cracking to the sides rapidly, maneuvering at a rate that if the body wasn't already dead, it would be completely dead now. And it snaps over to look at Evelyn.
Well, I suggest that you ask me as in I ask it, so it doesn't, you know, just ignore any of your personal questions. Looks towards Reese. What did you want to ask?
How did she control these lesser beings, these fish creatures?
And in Elvish, she just asks,
Um, Passed on, Icy Queen. How did you control these strange fish creatures slash goblinoids.
And you all hear audibly in a contorted common.
My subjects were given to me. Well, it seems like a straightforward answer.
And then, like you didn't hear it, Evelyn turns and goes,
Her subjects were given to her.
She looks around to the others. She doesn't really want to use up all the questions if
Evelyn holds up 4 fingers left.
she looks quickly. Would a patron be giving so much, or do you think it was given to her by another being?
What?
Hmm?
Say that again? I'm sorry.
Would a patron give so much, such as her subjects, to her, or would you think it would be another being? She just shakes her head and turns back to Evelyn. By who were they given to her?
It seems like a good follow-up question. By whom were they given to you? By?
A few moments pass. The head crackles up. You can see a little bit of blue, icy energy, leaking out of the eyes and mouth.
My master.
Vague little bitch, isn't she?
And Evelyn turns around.
Yeah, no, this is most speak with dead who are not on the best of terms with the one who unalived them. This is how they usually act.
It might be helpful if we found out what the barrier was around here.
I'm sorry, Siberia?
Kipri looks up at the big bubble above him, just points.
The bubble was back where you landed. You're currently in the cave system.
Right, there's a bubble outside of the cave system. It's pretty much holding back all the water that would surely, crush us in a
Hear the sound of
heartbeat.
rushing water. No, kidding.
Fuck us.
PPK by killing the bots. No.
Hey, just ask her if she knows anything about the bubble. A bubble of air.
Reese looks
Barrier.
quickly. I think it was probably here before she was.
Do we want to ask why they were here? Well, probably they just got sucked down as well.
Yeah, it's a valid question. A lot of these creatures I have never seen before. Never mind, understood why they're all at the bottom of the ocean. Would you like to ask that?
Sure.
Puts down another finger.
All right. Only 2 will be remaining after these.
Turns towards the queen.
Exactly what are you doing in this cave?
His head crackles to the side again.
Serving. Finding. Taking. Whereas you just the most useful of corpses. Does that help? So they were clearly looking for something within it. I don't know what that entails, but I don't know if you would like to use your other questions to find out exactly what that is, because again, there is the chance that she just says nothing.
Which doesn't seem to be very helpful.
But you can ask more common questions, and she could be more useful.
I don't know what that means.
You know, like
Who is
what are you? What is your
Who-
name? Who are you? That kind of deal. They normally
I
don't
would
mind
like
telling you what they are, who they are, just not the expanded details.
would like to know who she is.
Okay, is it a question request?
Yes.
Okay. Only one more after this.
Mm,
Turns towards the queen. Who were you in life? You see the queen's eyes kind of glaze over for a second. And you hear a slightly different voice come out. I was someone. A mother. Sorceress. Wielder of cold and ice. I was once human. Oof, boys. You know, I would not have guessed that, considering the current form. Sheesh, the corpse is like, what, 12 foot long? 11 foot long? Gotta have some bit of half giant in there or something. I don't know. Well, clearly she was transfigured or formed or muted into this.
Are we known
Or
to
made
her
some sort of
master?
pact.
No, that's probably a stupid question.
Well, we got one more, so make it a good one or confirm whether you'd like it to make it a stupid one with the others.
Reese leans into Kipley. There are no stupid questions. What do you want to ask?
I mean, I kind of want to know who the master is, but I don't think we're going to get that. I feel like maybe asking if we're known to the master.
Oh, that is a good question. This is not a stupid question at all.
Oh. She kind of ducks down a bit.
It is useful to know whether or not you're being watched, no? Or known of, at least. Would you like to go with that?
She looks to Reese. And then
She
back.
nods her head encouragingly.
All right, final question. Does your master know of these fine fellows? And she kind of takes a step back and gestures towards Kipley and Reese and Mustang, who are currently standing nearby. And you see the corpse's head turns and looks at all of you. Yeah. She knows you well. Ugh. And he just watches a blue icy mist shouts out from her mouth, and the corpse falls flat onto the dock once more. Yet again, lifeless. Well, the 5 questions are over, and you are now burdened with the truth. congratulations. You know that you're known by someone or something out there. I would not take that too personally. That could mean anywhere between a patron who is watching over you with evil intent to like a bakery owner who could also be, you know, an evil person in disguise. I don't know. These things are cryptid. Um,
Well, I mean, I would hope it would not one of our patrons, because
oh, well, you know, it could be anywhere between like a patron, a monarch, a sponsor. You know, those things kind of just happen.
would
But whoever she was, I assumed transformed by, maybe might have interest in transforming any of you. If you're looking to gain weird icy powers and goblinoids and grow. And she looks towards Kipling.
oh
What are
no,
the side effects, you know?
I've had my fill of that kind of bullshit. Would you take issue with us, taking things from this corpse?
She looks towards the corpse, looks towards all of you. But no, in fact, I can identify anything that you pull off. I mean, you got my violin back. At the very least, any of the spoils here are yours.
Great. Kipley
Unless they're
starts
pretty. Then I might have to have
taking.
some sort of, you know.
Yeah, no, Kipley's already taking that feathered cloak off and looking at Mustang.
For sure. You take the cloak off. Do you let Evelyn identify it for you, or you just take it?
Oh. Wait, was it Mustang that wanted this or Reese?
No, it was Mustang.
I think it was Mustang.
She pulls it off and just holds it up. Mustang?
He's just gonna give her 2 thumbs up and say, "It's yours if you want it."
No. No, it's most definitely yours.
I
Oh,
don't think it was
You
his,
called
right?
dibs.
He's gonna walk up and then take it and thank her for grabbing it for him.
Oh,
Would you like to know if it is magical or not, or would you just like to wing it?
we
I just thought it was a fancy fur coat. Let's find out.
Let's find out indeed. And she just plays a sharp tune on the violin, and immediately, you see your finger touches the coat, and this strange blue aura kind of flows through her into the coat and back to her. And a moment after, she goes, "Oh, well, that is a wonderful surprise. It is. It is a cloak of protection. The strangest cloak of protection I've ever seen, but it is fancy nonetheless. So yeah, whoever wants it, it will automatically fit their size and shape. Probably one of the only reasons it fits that body. Oof.
Oh,
Kind of gives a shudder.
try it on. Try it on.
Mustang, upon hearing it fits any size or shape, he is going to kind of like do a fancy swoosh with it over his shoulders to try it on.
You put it on, and it is an 11-foot cloak that is dangling about you, and you can barely move. It takes an hour to attune to something.
Oh, I think he has no more room to attune to anything, so... Okay. Well, I guess he's gonna find out the hard way in an hour that nothing's gonna happen.
Oh, you're running out. You're completely out of slots to attune to.
Yep. I'm all magic itemed out, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Wait, you have?
Oh, wait, no, I have one more. I can do one more.
Yeah, I think you have one more. Yeah, because you have 3 slots.
Yeah,
And you
I
have
got one more.
you have the ring. What do you have? Am I crazy? Yeah, no, you're crazy. Okay, we're good.
I am crazy. False alarm, fellas. Well, he's gonna be walking around with an 11-foot coat for a while then, because this is some pretty good swag that we're not gonna pass up.
Any moment Kipley can, she's going to come up behind like the best bridesmaid, picking up the end of it and throwing it out.
That's adorable.
May I perhaps put in a speak with another corpse request?
Sure.
He's gonna point to Gorak and be like, I want to know what that spark thing is, what they're talking about. It sure helped me out, but I had no clue what was going on there.
Spark thing?
We just gotta ask him, okay?
Yeah, very well.
Walks over to the frozen corpse of Gorak the Destroyer. And you see, like, the body is fully encased of ice, as that's the side effect of dying to Cone of Cold. And you see she goes, do you care about, I see you're cutting off a bunch of the other heads. Do you care about the quality of this one?
I mean, head's ahead, I suppose. I
Alright.
didn't say anything about quality.
And she just takes the violin and she smashes it down on the ice. Just like full swinging a baseball bat. And the body just crumples, and there's only about half a head remaining. You can see like the jaw has a part where it's just like half to like a quarter of the face is just fallen off in ice, and it is smooth, almost like laser cut off from where the ice fractured. And she casts Speak with Dead once more. You see the corpse, unlike the like it begins floating, like the previous, the eye just kind of flickers to life and just frantically begins to look around while it's encased in ice. So you can see the mouth tries to open, but it's encased in ice, and Evelyn just kind of has to crank, kind of like crank the jaw apart, and little bits of ice shards go everywhere. All right, say 5 questions. If you would like to speak it directly, of course, I don't have to be this mental woman in this case.
Okay, great. I think we had a pretty good relationship for the brief moment that we knew each other, so I assume this will go well. And he's gonna kind of take position in front of Gorak and be like, what is the spark?
You see Gorak's eyes drift towards you longingly.
Longingly. How you're done with spooning.
God damn it. Not longingly. I couldn't think of another word. See Gorak looks at you and goes, Spark is everything. First question. You see Evelyn keeping track of her hand right next to you. Puts a thumb down.
Why is the spark your everything?
The creator. The origin. Our home.
Puts down another finger.
Damn. Is the spark some kind of god?
And you see it looks towards you.
Before the gods. Older.
Is the spark a nice guy?
Evelyn puts down another finger. The corpse is unable to answer that question.
God, okay, well that's a little foreboding.
The only thing that you hear from it is,
I don't understand.
Should we fear the spark?
You are already one with it.
Oh, I don't like that.
Why would you fear your own self?
Ooh.
And then the tongue just kind of rolls to the side, and he goes back to being dead.
Well, and he's gonna kind of look over at Evelyn.
Hey, don't look at me.
Thank
What's
you
he looking at me
kindly.
for?
Thank you kindly for your services. I appreciate that, and I
Of course.
wonder if there's any therapists in the Dreaming City.
Well, that is not my profession. However, if you do have a sorrowing story to tell, I would gladly take it for some bardic inspiration in the future. People do love
Hey,
songs about tragedy and, you know, all that shit.
I'm not here to make any competition for myself. If I got a sad story, I'm writing about it first. But you know, you can have second dibs.
I'd take what I can get. Any other corpses we're talking to, or are we done for the day? I can keep doing this. It's just, you know, burning for resources. And I did say I would help you in the future, and I don't know how much you want me to do of a toki or killy.
Here, how about this? Do you know how to get out of here?
I didn't know where here was. So no.
Oh, great.
So I am open to finding out.
Yeah, me too. Any suggestions, team?
Also, why is half your team just standing awkwardly away from you guys? And while we're going with that, Malif, we're gonna quickly go to you. What you doing with Reggie?
Well, I cast Speak with Animals.
That could
and-
definitely be done during all of that time.
Yeah. And then I'll just kind of check in with him, make sure he's good. I'll throw a healing word at him just for, I don't know, because.
What's your
Uh,
healing word?
I don't know. I'm having a moment.
I don't know. I'm having a moment. There you go.
Be healed.
1d4 plus 4. 4? No, that. I don't know. Whatever. So 7.
Nice.
But
Nice.
I wanted to check in and see how he's feeling regarding the whole home situation.
Yeah. You cast Speak with Animals. Land Sharkian kicks in. And you hear him go, "Oh, good heavens. Lansharkia in ruins once again. Oh, my dear friend. I thank you for your deed. But it looks like our city has been pillaged once more. Well, we can always rebuild. This will be hard without opposable thumbs, but it shall be done." What was your question? I'm sorry, I was drifting off in contemplative thought.
I just wanted to know how you were doing.
Oh,
You
I'm
said you
bleeding
was trying to-
profusely, but I shall be alright. With enough
Yeah.
time to lick my wounds, I will be better.
Do you like to lick your wounds?
I mean, I don't like licking my own blood, but, you know, it's just kind of a habitual thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't really know where to go from here. We just kind of fell, and I don't know how to get out. And all of your friends are someplace else.
They would be at the, yes, the top cave entrance, yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually, wait, no, pause. So here, Landshark, yeah. If you take it right, you go up exit B. Oh yeah, I think I know the way. If you're looking to get out. I'd suggest maybe, you know, I mean, you did save our lovely city. I'm sure we would be happy with you spending the night, you know, reveling and resting so you don't get eaten right outside our doorstep.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be cool, but I'll have to check with everybody else first.
Of course. If you do want to leave, we can try and escort you out. It leads you to the surface, but there's always a threat of something bigger than us coming and eating us, and you.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Do you wanna come talk with them? I don't really know what our plan is.
If you'd like to act as my translator, I wouldn't mind.
I could do that.
Very well. Lead the way. Plop, 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 plop. You just hear the wood creaking underneath his weight as he shows up. This is very like damaged boardwalks and docks. And this is a very big shark. Well, good day. Right, they can't tell me. Just tell me what they say, and you can, do the rest.
Hi guys.
Hey, Mama.
Hello.
What are we doing?
We just got done talking to this dead person.
Oh, how'd that go?
Not great.
I think it's been splendidly.
We know
Your
this.
group is being watched by an unknown mistress. Your friend is a spark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's about it. Oh, he also has an 11-foot coat that will eventually turn into a not 11-foot coat, but not for an hour.
I don't really understand. But I was talking with Reggie, and he says that he knows how to get out and can escort us. But I don't. I told him that I'd have to talk to you guys first. Because I don't know what we're doing.
I mean, I think we fulfilled our contract, right?
I think so.
What exactly was your contract?
Kill the Nasties.
That's not a good sign that you both said, after I asked you a question about contracts.
Well, I don't really remember.
Do you know why you're down here?
We were supposed to kill Marrow, I think.
Right. Did they give you a specific number, amount you were supposed to show up with? Clarification. I see you're cutting off the heads, so they probably said bring the heads. Okay.
I mean, I think it was like 1,000 gold a head.
That does definitely not sound right for how much a marrow is, worth.
Oh.
At tops, you'd probably get like 75, maybe? 100 if they were really stupid. But you're running this for the guild, no?
Yes.
Your vessels, that's what they told me before.
I kind of feel bad.
If you don't mind me asking, who do you guys work for?
Like
Who's your sponsors?
Like a smorgasbord of all of them.
Yeah, no, you don't all have to tell me, but just want to find out if anyone worked for the same one that I did, because it'd be funny.
Oh.
Which,
why not?
which one do you work for?
I think it'd be a fun game, because then I can say yes and no, and you have to guess.
Well, you already know that I work for Nordstrom.
Yeah, but I am not associated with him. As much as I love working with him, odds no, I'd never work for him. He would only want to experiment on me. You look towards Ghibli. You look depressed, so definitely not 4 of them.
What?
Not the Binstrom, because you don't look like an event there. Not the Bell, because you don't look strong.
She's like slowly curling into herself.
She starts like putting down fingers. Not Ada, not Jera. Maybe Reyna, if she like took pity on you? No. No, you're talking about... You asked about patrons earlier, didn't you?
No.
She gives you a cruel smile. I'm going to take a guess. You either work for Layla Salir or Evelyn Kroll.
Either of them yours?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Which one do you work for? Come on, you can tell me. I can also charm you into telling me, but this is more fun.
I really doubt it.
Are you? Are you sure? And she's like complete acting like a child. You see, like she's moving her hips when she says that too.
I
Almost
don't
doing like a
know
little
what
jig.
this means.
Looks towards Reese. You work for Nordstrom. What about her? What does she work for? Dish the dish.
She just looks at Kipley, raises an eyebrow, then looks back to her and just shakes her head once. No.
Oh, you're no fun. Come on.
What if I said
Take a
Layla?
Why are you taking my accent?
I'm just, sometimes I just naturally switch
You
without
know, I
even.
really like how you took my very different accent. You turned it strongly Russian. I think maybe we go
Sometimes it
like
just
Suka Priet,
happens.
eh? No, I like it. I like it. Do it again. No, I kid. If I work for Layla, would that be your sponsor as well?
No.
No. I cannot tell you. Hold on. Let's do some critical thinking that could maybe help you in the future. Out of those two, who is obsessed with magical artifacts?
I?
Actually, wait, no, they're both obsessed with magical artifacts. That is
Oh.
not helpful. Out of those two, who makes the most sense for who I am as a person?
Did you leave
Think about
your...
what you just had to do for me.
We had
I
to...
can give you a hint, but it will be very degrading.
Wait, we had to get your violin back.
Mm-hmm. That is very good. You remembered something that happened just now. I'm very proud.
And... You're no longer under a sponsor?
I am very much still under contract. I just don't often have any missions because, I kind of do my own thing. And they don't really have a lot of control of me because I am very strong.
Probably not Evelyn
Well, I'm
Kroll
holding my
then.
violin.
Reese walks over to Minion and starts working on
Minion's
him.
dead. Okay.
Yeah. Walks over there to start resurrecting him.
So, have you figured it out? Put any connections in your brain of yours?
Well, I already forgot what Layla...
Oh my goodness gracious, you've taken the fun out of it.
Yeah, I kind of suck at this. See, I'm
Which
kind of new to all
sponsor
this.
doesn't... Which sponsor doesn't have powers of their own?
Yeah, I also work for Layla.
There we go. Whoop-de-doop-de. Someone got it. I don't have powers. I have a magical item that gives me powers. Just like
No.
Layla.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you had a patron that gave you that magical...
Gods, no, I would never make a deal with a patron. Are you kidding me? They're
Yeah,
stupid.
That's
They
fucking
request
dumb.
souls or body parts or loved ones or the
Really
souls of
stupid.
dead or blood or large sums of gold or
Who would
like
do
the heads
that?
of like babies or some shits. They
Right.
do terrible stuff. And I've seen some terrible stuff, but man, they do some terrible stuff.
I'm
Oh,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I know you're a warlock. I already knew. That's was not meant as like an insult directly towards your kind.
No, not at all. You know, just I think you're great. Fuck you. I'm gonna walk over here, all right?
It's contradicting what you just said by walking away and also saying "fuck you." But I still take the compliment.
Do you have any other cool things?
Oh, I have a lot of cool things, little boy.
Can I
Do
have
you
it?
have anyone who has passed in your lifetime? Any known figures of history that you have a personal connection to?
What do you mean? Like, do I know any dead people?
Yes. Any dead people that you have a personal connection to?
Yeah.
Could you give me their name and give me your relation? And if it is true, then they can speak to you.
Oh, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, you can have great conversations. Imagine
Okay.
having a question answered of something that you're dying or burning to know, or just asking like your great uncle what his favorite color was.
Um. Nah.
Hmm? I can also summon a dog.
Yeah, do that.
It's a fucked up dog, but it's still a dog.
Uh. Yeah.
Okay. And you see she just whistles. Nothing happens. He's standing behind you.
Oh.
You turn around, there's nothing there. You turn back around and you see this horrible monstrosity in front of you.
What kind of dog is that?
You know, not the friendly kind. And you just see this like horrible monstrosity of just mouths and teeth and limbs made out of this strange, like white and red, strandy material that looks like it's almost made of like just purely fur or cloth or some sort of weird, non-flesh based organism. And it just begins to like sniff the air in your direction. Uh, and she goes, "Its name is Fuzzy, because he's very fuzzy and adorable, but fuzzy, you know."
I know a dog that looks like that.
You know a dog that look like this?
Kind of.
No.
It's a little
Actually?
different, but it only has 3 legs.
Oh, this is very sad. But I
Oh,
hope
I
it
think
is not the
it's okay.
same dog for your sake, because this came directly from the spawn of the... What is it? Again, I forget what you people call them. Oh, sorry, Monarch. The Monarch of Monsters.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she made it.
Oh, someone made it?
Yeah. And we'll turn around and point at Reese.
Oh, fuck, you're talking about that ugly thing? And she points to Minion who's being resurrected by Reese.
It's not ugly.
Ooh, no. See, this is a cute fluffy tail. And although it can bite you from petting it from basically anywhere on its body, that's still somewhat cute. That is the undead fleshy thing with like weird horns and only 3 legs. Hey, you're entitled to opinions. I just think it's wrong.
It kind of smells funny sometimes, but it's not ugly.
Like rotting flesh. Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
Well, Yen. All of these cute party tricks aside, and she snaps her fingers and the dog disappears. What is the plan, Daniels?
I don't have any idea.
Reese,
Okay.
did you want to look at the diadem or the
Yeah, I did
crown?
actually. Yeah. She kind of was listening, half listening to you guys' conversation from where she picked up from her distance, and she. Are you? I can't. Go ask your daddy for help, okay?
Minion begins to talk back for a small childlike voice.
There's probably one in there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, there
Damn.
is. Oh, there is.
Oh.
Jay said thousands. Nah, I'm kidding. It was only hundreds.
I'm like, thousands.
Becky with you.
Yeah, so
thousands
she
of kitty
leaves Minion where he is and just kind of drags him out of the water and puts him on the dock and walks back over to the body of the woman and let's check out the crown.
Sure. Would you like to personally inspect it, or would you like to give it to Evelyn to have it identified?
I don't have like an identify spell, so I mean, while she's here, I may as well use her.
Sure. You take the crown off her head, which you go to do so. And you like go to lift it off, and it's like wedged into her head, and then you realize that the crown is physically fused with her head. So any normal person would probably say, "Oh, that's the crown's lost. Fuck it, I can't do this shit."
Break it.
Reese, being Reese Fangs, you have a few options. Just like a familiar game, Baldur's Gate. You can either crush the skull. You can attempt to just pry it through the skull, or try and just dampen the sides and just try and slightly stretch it without the hopes of breaking it and then releasing it.
She tried to like carve it from the stone.
That's also an option. Sure.
Do it with her like cobbler's tools.
It's disgusting. It takes a good few minutes. And luckily you find out that after you accidentally like scrape against the skull and you hit the crown, you hear a slight vibrating noise, but the crown is very much undamaged, and unscratched. And eventually, you hand it over to Evelyn, who takes a look at it, repeats the same action she did to the cloak, and pauses. Oh. Oh, how very interesting. Oh, this is I mean, it's kind of an ugly crown when you think about it, right? Like you all, no offense, I don't think you could really pull it off. It is not something that is very nice. I mean, it's kind of ugly, kind of weak. It's not really useful. She looks up at you.
Did you see the bone form that I was wearing during this event?
Oh, if you're attempting to intimidate me, it's not going to work. I could kill all of you in like 6 seconds. No, I was making a joke.
So, tell me about it.
It is No, can we take your violin, you fucking loser? It is I don't really know how to explain it to all of you. Have you? Well, first off, I have to know if you're cool. Also, this would be very useful if I had all of you here, because this is like a party-wide thing. She stares off towards Kipley, Maeve, and Pearl, and Rictus, who is currently in a catatonic state. Are all of you just kind of busy over there, or?
Well, maybe
What?
we ought to go to them since they're mostly over there.
I don't know. It feels like I'd be intruding.
Sounds like you got something important to say, and we're all stuck down here. Might as well just get out with it.
Plop, 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 plop. Knock, knock. Can I come in?
Why do your feet sound like that?
I'm just saying the word plop because it's fun. Gosh, there's a woman enjoying herself. I've been trapped up for 3 days getting eaten alive. Comedy is all I have left, Mustang.
was gonna say you have quite the sense of humor for being eaten for the past 2 days.
I'm fine again. And she opens the trench coat, and there's no wound. It's the
No wonder
power
you're
of
wanted.
music.
Mm-hmm. You
She
gonna sing
knocks
for
on
us?
the door. Maeve, Pearl, are you decent?
Oh, Maeve isn't inside. I had to climb on top of the building to do the thing. I've just been on top of the building.
She knocks and then looks up. Maeve, are you? Uh, I don't really know what to ask because you can hear and see me, and I feel like you've heard this whole entire conversation, but you've just chosen to not be a part of it. So I don't know why I walked over here. Where did Kipli go? Is Kipli also up there, or is she inside the house?
Yeah, no, Kipley's like snuck her way up. And she's just kind of like sitting crisscross applesauce next to Maeve's leg. Just like
Oh,
playing with a stick or something.
okay. And Pearl's also doing that on the opposite side of Maeve.
Alright, so Kipley's
You
then
guys are
like throwing glares off to the side.
you guys are very weird. Okay. Um, I guess it's not really need to like hide secrets amongst all of you because it seems like you're all part of the same group, correct?
We're the six.
That math doesn't add up.
Everybody does.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I guess you really don't count the dying frog and the dying minion and the robot. Or not the robot, whatever that the automaton is. Okay, that still doesn't add up, but that's alright. I assume that you wouldn't mind if I ask if any of you have gone through a reawakening anytime in your lives. It is where you go through awakening again and you feel yourself get stronger,
Yes, we've
gain
had
new
one.
abilities, powers untold. You just went for one? Like our reason. Like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years. Stop me when I'm right. 70 years, 100 years. Jesus, you guys are old.
We all had one
120
within like
years.
a week.
Good, all of you?
Yeah, I'm pretty
She kind
sure
of
we
looks
all.
around for confirmation.
Maeve will nod her head. I think it's been a week.
He's been a week. And you awakened again. How long were your first awakenings from that? Don't tell me it was like a 2 weeks later because then I just won't believe you guys.
My first awakening was a couple of years ago when I built, and she points over the minion.
That makes sense. You, shield girl, when was your awakening?
A few decades ago.
Okay, it makes sense. A small bat girl.
I don't
I
know.
think I know your name, right, Ghibli? Yeah. That is what the other woman Reese talked to.
I don't know. Maybe a few years ago? I kind of lost track
2
of time.
years, okay. So it wasn't the same time. That is what I was making sure. All right, because if you
Maybe
all
a
were
year
born
ago.
and awakened and then reawakened together, that would just be strange. But you did, so that is weird. Okay. That has questions going through my head that I don't have answers to, but that is okay. Um, well, there are certain items in the world. There are certain people. There are certain locations. Um, I think I covered all of them, right? People, items, locations, places.
That's same as locations.
I guess blood. Uh, I guess that goes under items. There's certain things in this world that can physically cause a creature to go through
a forced reawakening, excuse me. It is like, you think of it like, if someone gives you drugs, hardcore, let's say in this case, a Sudafed, and you are just a wee baby, and you are given Sudafed. What happens to the baby? The baby is gonna have a fucking day, time of its life, right? Baby will never be the same after that. Same
What?
thing with you guys.
What happens to the baby?
Well, the baby gets stronger because he took Sood, so there's nothing that can kill that baby for the next 24 hours. Yeah, for a baby, probably 48, who knows? Unless the suit kills the baby. I guess that probably wasn't the best. Yeah, it wasn't the best example.
Where do you find this suit?
Who the fed one's everywhere. As long as you know where to look, you know. But I know where to look. What did I lose? Oh, that's right. There's certain items, places, artifacts, people, stuff like that can cause reawakenings. This is one of them. Uh, it's extraordinarily strong. So much so that even I could benefit from this if I were to use it on myself. However, I did say that any spoils could go to you. Did I not, Maeve? I think I said the contract that led to specifically you, but if I didn't say that part, then I would gladly take this. But I'm open to negotiation.
You did say the spoils would go to us.
Shit. I figured as much. It's fine. But yeah, no. This could force you to go through a reawakening. Excuse me. It could cause certain events to happen. Um, you know, like changes in your environment, in your bodies, in yeah, I think that's it. But you would reawaken, and you gain all the benefits from that. Although you just went for a reawakening like a week ago, right? So that is kind of crazy that you'd be able to do it twice in a week span, because that is not something that is normal. And again, most of you aren't normal, so who knows? Maybe it is normal, like the baby doing Sudafed.
Is she up on top of the roof?
No, she's like saying this loudly enough so you can hear it up there. The roof's only like 15 feet tall.
Maeve will hop down, taking whatever fall damage she needs
Jesus Christ.
to land in front of this
Fucking
individual.
Hulk just boom. Okay. Just make me a deck save real quick.
Oh, cool. Gonna fail that.
Believe in
Wait,
yourself.
hold on.
Believe
I
it.
don't. Only got like
I
a 2
don't.
to this.
Ooh.
So
Well, yeah, you were right. It was a DC 10. You take 2 points
That's
of bludgeoning damage as like you land, but your knees kind of lock. Oh, is that gonna hurt tomorrow? But you land. Oh,
and
actually,
Maeve.
go ahead and make me a straight. How much do you weigh with all of your armor on?
Depends on how much the mithril is. How much the mithril weighs?
Pearl is significantly lighter than actual chain. How much
Oh,
is
it's
a
60
tower
pounds.
shield?
I see it right here. It's 60
Yeah,
pounds for the splint. The tower shield is 6 pounds.
6 pounds. Okay. Plus your weight. Okay, so no. I was just if you're over 500 pounds, you would have gone for the floor. But that was it.
No. I'm two. What the fuck is my math? Hold on. The weight is at the bottom of the
You're
thing.
good. You're
Uh,
good.
356 with all my equipment.
356. Okay, yeah. I figured you were around somewhere there. Just made to be sure. Yeah, you land. You hear the floor creak beneath you, but it doesn't break.
Cool. She's going to hold her hand out for the crown. Um, Thank you for identifying it.
Of course.
May I?
I would just be careful touching this because you know it could just happen right away, and she kind of like tries to freak you out. as she holds the crown in your face.
Yeah, she's holding it with her hand, is she not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
You also remember she's
So
like a hot. She in the current form is an extraordinarily high level caster,
got you.
so she's not worried. She knows how to
Maeve
use this.
raises a brow, but then does take the caution and takes like a piece of fabric to hold it.
All right. And she sets in the fabric. I would just be careful about who is around who when you touch that, because if you're not all together, no promises that you're all going to gain the benefit, excuse me. Or whatever is in that little baby. Suit-fed baby.
Multiple creatures can benefit from this?
Not normally. This is just significantly strong. Like, I am a extraordinarily powerful individual when I'm inbounded with my beautiful violin. However, I still could only benefit from this slightly if I were to use it. A common, no offense, but a common vessel is yourselves. I've seen your abilities as you're fighting. You seem to have a decent awakening level, higher than maybe, you know, the some average of people, but not like the higher end, so yeah. I mean, one person could benefit greatly from it, but I assume you'd want to share with your friends, since you're a group.
She'll nod her head and look up towards the ceiling or the roof. Ripley, can you come here for a moment?
Her
I'd like
head
to test it on the small one.
kind of pops over the edge and looks down. What's up?
She motions you down if you decide to come down, but she'll motion for you to come down.
All right, she kind of clambers over the side, lowers herself down, hangs there for a moment, and then drops.
I could get you if you like. I do have feather fall. Oh, too late. Go ahead and give me a deck save.
Can I try to catch Kipley?
Oh, for sure. 17. Go ahead and make me. Oh God, yeah. No, this is more dexterous than it is muscle. Go ahead and make me just a straight up sleight of hand check. Go pluck her out of the air. It's a DC 10. She rolled well. She's not flailing too much.
I got a 0 to this. All right, I thought it was a muscle thing.
3. So you. It's like a mix of like reaction time. It's not like you can't handle her falling into your arms. That's not the hard part. The hard part is Kipley is dangling a little bit, and you're trying to guesstimate where she's gonna land, and try and grab her as she's flailing on the way down. And Kipley lets go and flails and catches herself on the side of the building for a second, like an animal, and just kind of hangs there, falls down again, and you go to catch her in one direction, and she falls in the other, and she lands. You don't take fall damage, but you also don't catch her.
Ooh. As Kipley is down to like ground level, I think Maeve is slightly taller. I don't know
You are
if
much
she
taller.
is.
I'm pretty sure Kipley is like what?
5'6".
Okay, not that much taller.
Yeah,
She hunches over quite a bit.
It's the
She
hunch,
hides
yeah, It's
it.
the hunch that I remember her being much shorter than that.
Yeah.
Maeve will
fix the
kind of
hunchback.
walk over to Kipley and look down. You correct me if I'm wrong. Kipley dealt the killing blow to this thing, right? Or to the creature. Yeah.
Twins are back.
Dealt the killing. You dealt the killing blow to the creature. You did majority of the work and damage towards the end when the wall was up. You decide what, how, and when this is utilized. And hands the crown to out to Kipling.
Kipley's like wide-eyed watching you. And her ears are like twitching kind of back and forth as she's listening. And she stares at the crown in your hand for a long moment, kind of looking back up at you. She kind of slowly reaches out for it, hesitates, and then takes it.
Wonderful. The second you touch that crown, Kipley,
Oh, yeah,
you immediately hear a voice in your head.
Child,
Yeah.
you have done well. This will make you grow stronger. Better. Consume it. Consume. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw real quick.
Wah!
Ooh, natural 20. You feel the immediate overpowering force of your patron reaching into your mind, trying to influence you, not take control of your body, but definitely heavily influence you, to take this crown for yourself. And as you start like kind of putting it towards the top of your head, like in the motion of like, the rest of you looks like Kipley's gonna put this fucking crown on. You hear a second voice in your head. Fear not, sister. Take your time. You're on your own path. Choose whichever one makes you feel best. I'll be here waiting no matter what. And you kind of hear like muffled, like, "No, shut up," in the background.
Yeah, I think probably you would see, well, probably Maeve would see, like, her eyes just kind of get a little watery as she slowly lowers the crown. Not onto her head, but like slowly kind of pulls it forward.
Fuck it, we do it anyways.
Yeah, right. And she kind of looks up at Maeve for a minute and then slowly reaches up and she'll kind of snag that cloth out to your hand and then wrap it around the crown. Maybe we'll all together a bit more. Maybe later.
Cool. So it's your choice.
I could also, like help you with the process since I've seen and done it before. It's not hard.
All right. Well, we just need to make sure everyone's. Everyone needs to fucking come over here, please.
This is a very high-pitched voice. Could summon cattle with that voice. Suki.
Summoned much more with
don't
it.
get me going.
I also took you for the farm hand. Well, not farm hand. Just, farmy type with your dress,
Yeah, you figures me right. Farmy type.
Mama.
Man, while you go have like a quick powwow, why don't I just check out the hallways to make sure there's no marrow coming to kill us, huh?
Oh, also, is this going? If we do this here, will this like affect all these?
Oh, entire cave will go down dead in seconds. No, you'll be fine.
Whoa, what the fuck? What about all these dead bodies?
What about them?
It's not like going to like
Doesn't affect dead people. I mean, certainly not dead creatures who weren't awakened already. Maybe if some of them are awakened, it could affect them.
What about someone
Maybe it
that's
brings
not
them back.
awakened?
It wouldn't do shit.
How do you know?
'Cause you can't reawaken someone who hasn't been awakened.
But can you awaken someone that's never been awakened?
Forcefully? I haven't seen the way that works.
My grandfather has tried to do that for centuries. No.
Your grandfather has tried to awaken people by force? Woof, he sounds like a, no offense, but it's kind of like a crime. Who's your grandfather?
He's the head of the Dumbala clan.
Woof. I've heard things about the Tambalas, dwindling in numbers. Only got one powerful. Oh shit, that makes you his granddaughter. I've heard great things about the Zambala family and how they are doing so very well.
Oh, it's fine. We have multiple heirs to the name now. So.
Oh yes, I heard good things are coming. Actually, no, I only heard that one of the recent granddaughters had performed a mighty speech after her grand victory in the vassalship tournament. I assume that is you.
You assume correctly.
So you're the one that pissed off a monarch. She holds out knuckles towards you.
She seems stranged out at first, but does fist bump.
Respect, my dear, respect. Not many people would have the balls to say that. Never mind the Dambala. Oh,
No.
when I heard that, I almost pissed myself. I was in the bathroom reading a newspaper, but I almost pissed myself even more. Oh. Oh.
Maeve has the biggest balls of all of us.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know. With all that armor on too, like you must be weighed down constantly. That is a joke. Well, Miss Maeve Dambala. I don't especially have any, personal favors I like to hold to other people, nor do I like being responsible for other people, but you have done a grandioso favor to me. So if you ever need my help with your Dambala family problems in the future, just let me know. Or if you're almost killed by the monarch of dragons again, you can also let me know. I won't be as willing to help, but maybe I will. I'm strong, I'm just not delusional.
I don't plan to fight or need to kill the monarch of dragons.
Oh, that you know of. You made a declaration that you would do that on his doorstep.
Yeah, no,
He's
so
probably gonna have.
yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. The Dumbalas again are about doing near impossible, or the impossible. And while I don't desire to make enemies, um, my dedication and oath of devotion is to the people of the land I grew in, and to become a monstrosity, um, capable of
You want
protecting
to
them
become
from
a monstrosity?
yes.
Oh, I think we are going to get along. Actually, you know what? I think. Ooh, wait. Ooh, ooh. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. Uh, what is the strongest creature that you know?
Are you asking I physically know? Like I've encountered or one
That you
of
know
legend?
of, something that you set your goals to defeat, become.
Oh,
I can
well,
give
if
you realistic standards.
my grandfather had my grandfather's title was God Killer, right?
Godslayer, yeah.
Godslayer. Well, if my grandfather is a slayer of gods, the only logical step forward would be to be a slayer of pantheons.
You're funny. Oh, you're serious?
She's so serious. She's so fucking serious.
Do you know who are above the gods?
Not particularly, but I'd love to know. A goal
Mm,
to aspire towards.
You, my dear, have not done your history. And she boops you on the nose. Allow me to give you a lesson and a physical demonstration. Get around, children. I will tell you a story. There are beings that come from other universes and planes of existence onto this one to mingle, control, influence its growth, its peoples, its resources, as they come in all different shapes and sizes. Some you know as dragons, the different varieties. Some are born natural to your plane, but others have gemstones carved in them, come from all different other planes. The astral plane themselves can birth monstrosities and nightmares that trouble in all of your business just because they can. But there are some few beings who were there before the gods were. Do you know who those were? Anyone? All answers are accepted?
Was it
Mustang
like,
will raise his hand.
You,
ooh,
Mustang.
That fish man mentioned a spark before the gods. Would that have to do with anything that you're talking about?
It is very close. Anyone
Yes.
have anything to build off of that? Any history buffs? Oof, you will need Dyer's. Either Dyer need a storyteller, one of you. Well, allow me. Like your friend Stang had said before, there are some in the broad plains that have outlived the entirety of the prime material plane, the Fey realms, even the elemental planes, where there was once a burning spark, the ignition of this prime material plane and many others. But there were people, beings, even before then as well. And those beings, well, those beings came from entirely different universes altogether, where our gods look like stepping stones. And you, my dear, and she kind of grabs your chin a little bit in a playful manner, would be nothing but a speck. Not even an ant, but the grain of sand underneath which the ant walks upon. Those beings were known as the monarchs, and their children are what you know today as the few who remain. You directly insulted one. Luckily, he's not the strongest. However, there are stronger. The monarch of dragons could easily kill a god. Entire pantheon, I don't know about that. But there is one. There is one who undoubtedly could end the entire universe if she wanted to. Not just this plane, every plane. would be open to her carnage, her destruction, her control. Do you know that? Who that could be?
No,
She's
but
not an
I'm very
unknown
interested.
being.
Do I know?
Go
Or
ahead
does
and make
Maeve know?
me a history check as she's dropped all of these smaller hints for out.
Okay. History. Fuck. All right, cool. That is a. All right, I'll use a inspiration for that.
Inspiration? Hell yeah. We go again. From an 8 to a 20. Oh, honey.
nope.
Oh.
It is a critical
All
something.
right.
It's not a critical.
It's like
With an 8, just like something on the tip of your tongue, you can feel like a tingle in your brain that she's alluding to something that you've heard of before. That's like not common knowledge, but like, for someone of both Paradise Peak and of your family, it would make sense that you would know what this is. It sounds familiar, the story that she's alluding to, and I might have heard it before, maybe a few decades ago. And she
I'm
looks
sorry,
around.
you'll have.
Mustang's gonna raise his hand again.
Oh, yes, you. Mustang.
Wild guess. Is it perhaps the monarch of monsters?
And you see her face light up. Ding, ding, ding. We
The-
have a winner.
I may not have gone to school, but I am educated.
And your prize for this evening? And she goes to boop you on the nose and realizes that you're just an entire smoke person. Ah, well, perhaps I will think of a different prize. But yes, the monarch of monsters. Unlike her descendants, the other monarch of dragons, monarch of mimics, even the monarch of, oh god, what are they calling it today? Mischief, mayhem, whatever it is. She could devour them all. A creature that has near no limit of her power. And her offspring, they're basically gods. Minor, but close to their power. They could decimate entire islands, kill thousands of people. Could kill all of you with nothing but a single finger. That is a goal that you should aim for instead of your pantheon. Dream, I guess you could call it. And I think this would be a suitable way for you to get a dose of reality of how close you are to your goal. No? Few steps back, everybody. Clap, clap. She says clap, clap as she claps her hands together in the air.
Yeah, I'll step back. Or is she meaning for everyone else, or
She means for everyone else as well as herself, stepping back.
Oh, we're making big money moves. We're moving back.
Now, what I am about to show you is something that you have never seen before. It is my personal special ability that I inherited from my family line, the Greys. We can commune with the spirits that have passed shore. We can talk to the dead, we can summon them, and we can have them do our bidding. But we don't really like to lean to the necromancy stuff because there's a lot of problems with that. However, my mother's line could always do it one step further. Not just summon the corpse or raise some sort of body to do your bidding. No, 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 no. As long as you personally slew a creature, you could do a seance with them. Does anyone know what a seance is? Show of hands.
like a conversation with the dead.
No, 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 no. Not just a conversation, my dear. A commune. Two in one. a much deeper bond, a much greater effect. Now, if you are looking to follow this goal, surely you would be able to stand before a creature that is similar to what you're aspiring to be, no?
At this moment, maybe not, but you know, I would be remiss if you turn down the opportunity to see what I need to strive to become.
Wonderful answer. The rest of you feel free to avert your eyes.
What what are we doing?
And ignoring that completely. He puts her hands together, pressing not the palms against each other, but you see she takes her fingertips and gently strokes. Wrong word. Gently. I swear, only when I play D&D does my mind say the most fucked up terms. Gently connects her fingertips together and begins running her hands along each other until they form a almost praying motion. And you can hear she begins to chant in a language I don't believe any of you know. Let me make sure. Aha, there's always one. You can't understand the words, and it is a unlike the many different speeches you've heard so far. Like deep speech, a guttural, like growling, abyssal, just a bunch of random hisses and loud, almost like screams. This is a whisper. It sounds like words cobbled together that you might understand, but then completely unsure of, as if Common has been twisted itself into a completely backwards language. And you watch as her form begins to get covered by these red rose petals, slowly blossoming out of her arm, her neck. Her face begins to cover her completely in almost a shell of what looked like to be pristine, freshly picked petals. Until there's nothing but what looks like to be a rose bush standing in the place that once she just was. And you can hear in the air around you her words continuing, despite her form not being visible. And those roses wither. You watch as the red turns to brown, to gray, to dust. And as the dust expands outward, there is no longer a humanoid woman standing before you, but instead a towering monstrosity of whites and reds, hair made of what looks like to be entrails, intestines put into braids. You can see claws and fangs adorning a beautifully crafted dress. What looks like to be almost bone white, perhaps pearly. Oh, no, there's no mistaking it. Thinly outlaid bone marrow coating her skin. 4 sets of arms, claws, not nails, and a veil that covers her face. And you hear in a guttural, common tone, "There are many things that you may or may not understand in this world, Maeve Dambala. But these should be one of them."
Oh, fucking hell.
As you see this creature appear before you, I need everyone who is looking to go ahead and make me a wisdom, intelligence, and charisma saving throw.
All three?
Reese is definitely looking.
One at a time. Maeve. You are most certainly going to be looking, so we'll go you first.
Okay, cool. What's the order for this?
Wisdom,
Okay.
intelligence, and then charisma. You are looking to beat a 20 on all of these.
Oh my god.
I'll, I guess, use the last bit of inspiration here.
Go for it.
For intelligence. Statistically, do not have a good likelihood of beating it, but
9.
yeah, no.
And charisma. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Who else is looking? I think Kipley.
Yeah,
No, Reese, excuse me, said that she was.
Oh yeah, she's looking.
Kipley
Same thing
is
for
too.
you. Corn. Reese first. Give me your wisdom, charisma, and intelligence saving throws.
Oh, pardon me. I had to refresh my browser, so I had to reopen Reese's page.
No worries.
Go win.
We go in. Wisdom, that's a failure.
Okay, I'm gonna inspo that right away.
Go for it. 11,
Still
it is a
garbage.
failure. Intelligence. 21,
Ooh.
success. Charisma. It is a failure.
I'm gonna inspo that too.
You can if you wish, but it is still going to fail the overall check.
I can't.
It just
Yeah,
decides
fair
how to use the severity of the overall check.
I'll leave it as is.
Very well. Kipley.
Wisdom.
It's a whole lot of
11.
11s.
This is 11 night.
And
Intelligent.
intelligence. This is
Kipley
going
is a
great.
very intelligent woman. No, she is not. Charisma. Hey, you are very charismatic though.
Okay.
Mustang, I assume you're
Mustang
looking.
has got his hat over his eyes. He has
Oh,
a
good
strong
gentleman.
sense of self-preservation.
As you should, wise one. Child, mammy, what about you?
He would probably just be sitting down in the dirt, playing in it. Like,
Mustang's gonna
fine.
join him.
Hell yeah.
The two individuals who have some sanity left within them. Very well.
He's gonna make sure to sit between
Good.
Mammoth and the creature to kind of block the view, and also
Oh.
he doesn't look at it.
That's
Aw.
adorable. Wonderful. So, you failed the intelligence and the charisma save. You failed the wisdom. Oh god, you failed the wisdom and charisma. And you failed the wisdom, intelligence, and then passed the charisma. Okay. So here's what happens next. As the voice booms out.
I never tell on you.
Maeve. Immediately, your entire body buckles, and you find yourself falling to the ground. Not from a lack of physical failure. Body's still just as strong, just as able. But your mind becomes impossibly weak. So much so that you feel you cannot even comprehend the basics of your own survival. As you become immediately incapacitated, your breathing slows to a stop. Your control over your arms, your legs, completely null and void. Your shields falls to the side, your arms splayed out, almost full Patrick starfished onto the ground, unable to move. On top of that, you can feel your mind, although it is relaxed and not within the control to move your body, begin to race. Your stalwart nature has led you to take threat upon threat, and yet at this moment all you can feel is fear. The fear that you felt when Calamity stepped upon your doorstep is outlandishly moved to the side, not even in the same picture as this. It's not just a fear of wanting to run away. It is the fear that immobilizes you completely. You feel yourself as not just a Damballa, but as an elf, as a mortal creature. Completely unable to move. Like a deer in headlights. Like a mouse that has been caught by a cat, you know your fate is not in your hands. Similar to Reese. You immediately find that your mind goes blank. Not a single thought can pass through. You cannot think about magic. You cannot think about bones. You cannot think about Oliver. You cannot think about a singular bit of information. Yet your body remains firm. You still remain standing. However, you also succumb to the same very fear that Maeve feels. Unable to move, unable to do anything, but you are just at this creature's mercy. Kipley, you lose control of your body, also falling to the ground, also having your mind go blank, and yet, as you look up at the creature, you are no more feared than you would be if you were being attacked by that same previous Icy Queen, Marrow army, or even massive fish monster with an anchor. However, just can't fully act on any of it yet due to the other conditions. And there is no additional saving throw. There's no time that you feel your body beginning to relax or come back. While in this creature's presence, you are immobilized, completely under its control. And you hear the voice go through different motions once more. Well, Maeve Damballa. Well, Maeve Damballa. Well, Maeve Damballa. Well, Maeve Damballa. How do you feel? Do you think you can slay this creature? Standing, no. Falling beneath my heel.
Not able to answer, right?
No.
Yeah.
And she looks around at the rest of you. Well, that settles that. And you begin hearing the chanting increase once more as the body vanishes into a dusty form, still holding the shape of this creature. However, slowly beginning to shrink and reform into that petal of roses where once has all begun finishing and combining once more into that little rose bush. The petals fall away, and you see that the effects immediately drop, and Evelyn Gray stands before you once more. Well, I did tell you it would be rather scary, and and she holds out her hand to pick both you and Kipley up.
May will accept the hand.
And she pulls you up. She goes, for one, you may have not known what you're about to see, but I give you credit for reaching into the unknown. What you have witnessed is the daughter
of the Monarch of Monsters. My greatest achievement and my most prized possession. I cannot summon her freely as I please and go. However, we have made a deal between the two of us. After I've laid slain to her soul and body, I wanted to keep that power around. So I could move freely in the world, knowing that only a monarch or someone capable of replicating their power could stop me. You've had a taste of that. I do apologize if the after effects were a bit jarring, but you now know what you're standing against if you see this go through. But if you can pass this, well, I don't think there is much that can stop you. How do you feel?
I feel like the best journey is ahead. I think it will be fun. I haven't felt fear like that in a long time. I used I was starting to grow worried that the only fear I had was disappointing grandfather. But seeing there's something more powerful, something that has stages and layers, I that was fun. I enjoyed it.
You see her eyebrow raise. Well, I would certainly not classify it as fun for most, but I guess you're not most. How about you two? How is it to be in the presence of a minor deity?
I think, and let me just reconfirm this. You defeated this creature?
Oh yeah.
Her eyebrows just raise. Her eyes kind of go wide. I
I'll
think you're.
gladly tell you the story another time. It is a tale that many wish to hear and will pay great sums of gold to do so.
I think you're magnificent.
Well, thank you, my dear. You
Um.
know, some say it takes greatness to recognize greatness.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Um.
Fuck, I uploaded a long image. Ignore that one.
There were some things that I needed to speak to you about, and now I just have so many more curiosities. Goes quiet for a second. How do you get from here to where you are?
You're asking me how you get from where you are to where I am.
Yes, I know it's a convoluted answer. It wouldn't be.
My dear, what is your full name?
Risha Amos.
Grisha. Do you know any legends of in Amos? In all of Arias's history?
Not that I can recall.
Right. And Kipli, right?
What is your last name, if you don't mind me asking?
It's just Kipling.
Just Ghibli. Your family. Do you know any grand tales, adventures, lore about them?
Maybe.
Right. Of course, we know about the Dambalas.
Well, Amos isn't my family name.
Oh,
It's a name that I chose for myself when I moved past my family.
I see. My point is, it is not something that just anybody can work towards. Unfortunately, this world is not as kind as that. You will need to get lucky. You will need to be born from strength. You will need to have people who will guide you, show you how to use that strength. And you will need to get the most life threatening, heart pumping, Sudafed run experiences of your life in order to grow. No matter how many books you read, stories you tell, no matter how much time you spend, unless you face the world's strongest horrors, the world's most fearsome foes, and other worlds' most unknown dangers, you will never be able to even touch creatures like that. Each person's journey there is different, and the advice that I give would be equal to an old man giving you advice about winning a lottery. Just because he picked the right stone does not mean that it took anything on his part. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not saying it is not possible for a Risha Amos to become legend. I'm just saying it is better to set your expectations.
I don't know if legend is the things that I desire.
Well, if you want to get to where I am, she kind of opens her arms widely. I am legend. I am the one who slew the daughter of the monarch of monsters and lived to tell the tale. I don't openly use my name when I tell people about those stories because, then more people are gonna want to kill me, or at least fight me. I am not about, you know, I've already done my deed. I don't really need to do anymore. Uh, so yeah, if you're trying to aim to be anywhere near where I am, try and
And
discover it yourself.
do you stay within Paradise Peak?
No, if I did, it would only bring trouble.
Hmm.
I stop by once every few months, maybe a year, to restock on substances and catch up with old friends.
It's just there are some things that I need to talk to you about that are sensitive in their matter, and I don't know if here, promotions to the area around, is really the place to be doing it.
Well, it depends on what we are doing. If it is the hokey pokey, then a lot of these dead bodies might be angry. But I assume it is not. So, if you have something of dire importance, you did mention something similar earlier, I remember. Uh, by all means, my little history lesson is over for now.
Hmm.
Or would you like to do this before or after the reawakening? Actually, I don't know what your schedule for the timeline is on that, but I do recommend if you're going to do it, I mean, might as well do it before you leave in case something snatches you up. Because I also was planning on just, you know, leaving the cave and killing anything in it. So technically our deal is done, but I'm not going to escort you all the way back to Paradise Peak because that is not in my current benefit.
I understand. You've
I
got
appreciate that.
a little more valuable time than such as that. Could we go somewhere a little more private? Even
She looks
just
around the massive empty cave. I mean, we could just find a corner if you'd like.
yes.
Sure. Corners ahoy. We'll be right back.
She she goes towards like the boat. We'll go to the large boat,
Plop, plop, plop.
and she drags Minion with when she goes by. Just picks him up by his back leg and just drags him onto the
Jesus
boulevard.
Christ. It's so dark. You just hear like a plump, 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 plump as his head keeps banging against the wood.
Trying to get my there we go.
Well, what is it that's your request of me?
I had no formal training in things of necromancy, and she kneels down and puts her hand on Minion. And where I thought my intentions were of value, things went wrong, and there's souls adhered to my creature that I tore from their peace. Souls that I sent there in the first place.
Hmm.
And I'd like to let them go.
And you do understand that means that your uh, little puppet won't be able to function. Unless you plan on putting more inside of it.
At this moment, I don't think I could force them to continue as the way I have. I think with a little better instruction and some direction from people within my craft, I can a soul that's more willing.
I mean, I could always leave, like, if there's, like, a piece of shit soul in there that you don't mind, I could always leave one of those, you know, but not everybody's great. You sure?
I think I want to start fresh. Yes.
Alright. Very well. We'll take but a moment. Would you like to be part of it, or would you like me to do it privately? Because I kind of feel like this is a more personal connection to the creature.
I'd like to be a part of it if there's any hand that I could play.
Sure. She holds out a hand to you.
She takes it with her bone arm.
Ooh, that is tingly but touche. And she grabs on to Minion's one arm. Alright. Are you ready?
Yes.
And she begins to chant in Elvish.
An Elvish that you can understand, but an Elvish more ancient than what you're used to. A less developed tongue. More slightly crude. Perhaps the foundation of what Elvish was built upon. But you managed to get the general gist. As you hear, those who wish to pass beyond to the next great unknown, make your voices heard. Let your cries of anguish be heard by my ears. Allow me to become your vessel. Seek shelter within my body. Use my energy to begin your passage onto the next realms. May your journey be untroubled, your minds put to ease. In the name of the transcendent old, the forgiving Nemesis, and the all-loving Trenis, go forward and begin anew from this plane. Spirits arise. And you watch as countless number of small, what appear to look like blue bubbles, translucent, ethereal in nature, begin to drift out of menu, filling the space around you and swirling with a strange energy of countless souls forming together, almost ring of pure light. You can see they begin to swirl faster, begin to conjoin into a stronger, one large life force. And you watch and listen as hundreds of different voices call out to one another, call out to family members, loved ones. And one by one, their voices dim. The light begins to leave from around you. The swirling vortex envelops both you and Evelyn. And for but a moment, you see the corpse of Minion look up once more as life leaves its eyes.
Could the rest of us see all that?
She did it on the deck of the ship, correct?
Yeah, probably see the souls go away, but not many
Far enough
stay.
away that you can see the spectacle but cannot experience or hear anything that is happening.
Thank you for your help.
Evelyn kind of squeezes your hand. Well, you have done a deed today that not many necromancers or necromancer adjacent artists would dare do.
I think I caused enough anguish with the souls that were here, and perhaps I can find one that is interested in being on this plane with me in the future.
Well, and as you look around, you see Evelyn kind of gestures with her eyes down to the palm of her hand. And you see there's one small, much smaller than the others, looking orb that's left floating. She holds it out to you.
She reaches for it.
You could feel it drift, not touching your palms, but just slightly hovering above. The gentle bob.
For later?
I allowed all those who wish to pass to move on. This one stayed.
She nods her head a couple times.
I cannot control the spirits. They simply talk through me. Whatever they wish. It is not done yet. I can try again, but I think this one's pretty attached to you.
Hmm. Can I speak with it?
You may attempt to.
I have no magic of such nature.